Hello, dear friends. Earth was not designed as a prison planet, but as the paradise it will be again. Opinion piece, happy ending, opening heart, heart is a gateway. Eclipses kill no one. Ancient builder race. The rules have changed. Breaks in the world continue. Banks don't want blockades. How to achieve unbridled joy. Gold remains at an all-time high. Let's start. This film has a happy ending according to Steve Biko. We will all experience the same opening of the heart and the same introduction to divine qualities. When we do, it will change life on earth. A happy ending implies an optimistic or successful closure that generates satisfaction and pleasure in those who experience it. A happy ending refers to a positive or satisfactory outcome in story, movie, series, or any experience, overshadowing any previous negative aspects. The heart is a portal to higher dimensions. It is the most well-known and accessible portal for us. The opening of the heart, induced by the fourth chakra, is known as spiritual awakening among Hindus and as stream entry among Buddhists. Next comes Savikalpa Samadhi, or cosmic consciousness, when the Mother Kundalini awakens in the sixth chakra. After that, Brahmanyana, gold realization, or Kevalya Nirvikalpa Samadhi, in a seventh chakra awakening. Only after that do we leave the fourth dimension when we experience Sahaja Nirvikalpa Samadhi, a total and permanent opening of the heart. People will be on the beaches, walking in the parks, volunteering, serving and helping. The love we will then experience will cry out to be shared, and only that will push us in the direction of being with each other and righting the wrongs of the world. The reason people don't flock to the divine qualities, put their names on a waiting list and queue for entry, is that when they want to be in it, it doesn't show up right away, but it has changed the rules. The kingdom we are building is a brand new, and we take our physical body with us. The purpose of this life is enlightenment. It consists of allowing God to meet God in a moment. That means that all of us are thrown on the same journey and we realize who we are. Creative race. The creative race, the ancient construction race, are ourselves who return to rejuvenate Gaia and rescue her from the dark forces, according to Steve Biko. They were beings that assumed a humanoid form of full consciousness, not with the limitations and blinders that the current human species has. Ancient myths that speak of the creation of human beings are a fundamental part of various cultural traditions around the world. These stories highlight the dependence of human beings, the importance of solidarity and balance with the natural environment. According to ancient myths, the creator race of humanity refers to a primordial or divine race that is considered responsible for the creation of humankind in various traditions. This narrative suggests that this race possessed special powers of knowledge that allowed them to give rise to humankind. The ancient builder race is a concept that is mentioned in various sources related to galactic revelation and esoteric cosmology. According to these sources, it is suggested that the star Vega in the constellation of Lyra would be the origin of this ancient race, which is notable for its role in the construction and evolution of civilizations in the cosmos. In pre-Hispanic myths, it is told how the gods collaborated to create human beings with the purpose of being guardians of the earth and living in harmony with nature. In the Inca worldview, Viracocha modeled the first human beings from stones elect Titicaca and gave them life by breathing divine breath into them. In ancient Mesopotamia, the Sumerians had stories that explained the origin of humankind and its relationship with the gods. In these myths, the presence of creative deities stands out who shaped human beings from clay and gave them the breath of life to give them existence. Others talk about ancient aliens astronauts. Creation. When Gaia assumed this planetary form, it was intended to be a beautiful planet for angels to play on. These angels took human form to have this experience in a different reality. The only reason this potential was created was simply for them to play and have a human physical experience. That first group of angels who volunteered were eager, excited, and happy to come to Gaia and called the creative. They were called the creative race. They were here simply to do, know, experience, and express love. This wonderful planet Gaia was created as a place of love and peace, a physical experience of such diversity and beauty that angels would come to play here. Nothing was left unattended, from the neodrops to the oceans or the redwood forests, from the grain of sand on the beach to the mountains with diversity and splendor. When the first beings and their inheritance arrived, their lineage was angelic. That has always been the function of this place and Gaia's act of service, and it all starts from the joy, the fun of the beings who came from the beginning, long before any part of the recorded history was created, even long before Lemuria was created. There is room for maneuver. There is space for you to think and rethink, feel and refeel, feel, design and redesign. Who are you in terms of the divine plan, and in terms of your role in bringing about the realization of the new earth and the new self? So, I welcome you to this new chapter, this new book, this new adventure. In Atlantis, a collective will begin that was rekindled and then transferred into abuse, and that is what led to the fall. Always the abuse. We are here again to cleanse the garden and restore it to its original pristine purity. How to do it? Cultivate your passion. Do what you feel with unbridled joy. This is how the new earth is created. Work with the elementals, with the kingdoms, with the devas, with the planet, with the kites, with the stellar brothers, and with the company of heaven. We are part of a creator race of angels who originally built the Garden of Eden that Earth was planned to be. We are here to rebuild and rejuvenate planet Earth. Reflections. According to Bennett Ross, the universe resonates with our inner reflections and paints the colors and shadows of our inner landscape. When we realize that our external experience reflects our fears, desires, and beliefs, the external world becomes a richer, more vibrant tapestry, with reflections of our own light and inner turmoil. Encounters and conversations along our path do not happen by chance. Leo Tolstoy's desire to achieve happiness for all was formed since childhood. Since childhood, he was inclined towards humanism, for all in his spiritual anarchism. Already in his childhood, Tolstoy dreamed of how to make sure and people did not know any misfortune. Spiritual anarchism is characterized by a spirituality rooted in the present, operating creatively in reality to transform it. It is based on the affirmation of life and the sustained approval of existence, seeking to instill a spirit of freedom and personal choice in one's own existence. They seek a communion with nature and development of consciousness, considering all humankind and other species. Faith is not understood as a blind belief in transcendent realities, but as a powerful synthesis of will and hope in a better world. strange eclipse or bizarre eclipse. Eclipses don't kill anyone. According to Benjamin Fulford, they are planning something bad for April 8th that would be stopped in its tracks by the coalition. Solar eclipses occur when moon blocks the sun and have never been associated with mass casualties. This means that what is planned is not a solar eclipse but something else. They are desperate because they are losing power. They want to hold this event as a preliminary to a planned sacrifice of a red heifer, which would be followed by the construction of the third temple. A huge altar has been built for the 10th sacrifice of the sorrel heifer, and there is a great speculation as to what might happen. The ceremony should be performed before the heifers grow too large. Temple Institute rabbis hope to perform the ceremony before Passover on April 22, 2024. The events surrounding the British royal family would be signs of this collapse. The public events surrounding the royals indicate that something unusual is happening. A parade on the Royal Guard took place with a flag covered in black cloth and a white horse without a king. This would be a traditional sign that the king is dead. After this, there were clumsy attempts to make it seem like everything was normal. The BBC told people to expect a major announcement from the royal family. Flags were seen at half-mast on government buildings in the UK, leading to speculation that something very big was about to be announced. Puffner said, "The breaks in the wall continue. Things are tight with knots the size of a goose egg, and at these conditions, not much information can be provided. Things have gone from hard to wake, back to hard, and they keep going. The whole thing is breaking down into minor and major skirmishes. The handover of power is a very complicated event, and the people who are fighting the battle under pressure do not give up. The deal makers are trying to close another one, but so far they haven't gained much speed. Time's drag, the people too, and the bankers are restless. Watch the fireworks a little longer." Yesterday's strong storm, Monday, has passed, but the calm may not last long. A giant sunspot poses an ongoing threat to solar flares. Forecasters say that there is a 25% chance of flares today, Tuesday the 25th, and tomorrow, Wednesday the 26th. A storm hit the Earth's magnetic field on Monday, March 24th. The impact opened a crack in the magnetosphere and caused a larger solar storm, the strongest since September 2017. Breaking news. Gold remains at an all-time high before inflation data is published. Oil stabilizes on the rise, while Russia orders production cuts and geopolitical tensions persist. Donald Trump's net worth reaches $6.5 billion, making him one of the 500 richest people in the world. Justice will allow Trump to pay half of his bail for the civil case he has opened. He will have to pay more than 175 million euros. Finland has a problem. Residents are leaving the border regions with Russia. Banks warn against European plan to give Russian funds to Ukraine. Some Western banks are lobbying against an EU plan to use frozen bank funds in Europe to arm Ukraine, Reuters reported. The banks fear that Russia could blame them in the future for being involved in the transaction, and they could face decades of legal action. Banks are also concerned that this move will erode confidence in the Western banking system. The US offered a deal to Assange because they fear his acquittal, according to John Kiriakou, a former intelligence officer. The government is considering offering a plea deal to WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange, dropping espionage charges and allowing him to walk free by pleading guilty or of a lesser charge of mishandling classified documents. But Assange rejected the offer. Opinions. Famous economist says a new Great Depression is coming. Economist John Hussman, known for his predictions about the economic crisis of 2000 and 2008, warned of a possible collapse of the stock market, according to Business Insider. The West is in checkmate, according to Argentine political analyst Nazareth Chianique. In quotes, "The loss of hegemony of the collective West is irreversible," he noted. The central interest of the collective West in the context of its decline is to increase its presence in the Middle East, and its military objective is the triad Russia, China, and Iran, added the expert. The New World majority is positioning itself in the face of a West that is lashing out and, like any cannot beast, is behaving in an increasingly dangerous manner, he added. It is a move to check multipolarity and SETI connections such as the BRICS, which place the West in checkmate, bringing together almost two-thirds of humankind and having more than 47% of the world's GDP, said the interview. Opinion of Phil Godlewski. Basically, the price of silver is about to break a 40-year cap and handle pattern. For every dollar per ounce that the price of silver increases, Bank of America loses $300 million overnight. Their interest in containing the price of silver is significant. There is so much fraud in the financial markets because they are controlled by dishonest bankers. Have enough money in the bank to pay your bills, but it doesn't make sense to let the extra money sit there right now. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.